Okay, so you want to do a 24-hour fast. Let's talk about how you do it successfully, and let's talk about why you would do it. It actually is one of my favorite fasts. Those of you who have read Fast Like a Girl, I put in here like the science behind 6 different length fasts. And honestly, the 24-hour fast is one that I often do once a week because it's this powerful. What I see a lot of people do is they stop fasting at like 16, 17 hours, and they could just go a little bit longer and get all the wonderful benefits of a 24-hour fast. So let's dive into exactly what a 24-hour fast does, and let's talk about what you can do, how you can successfully do it. And be sure you stay all the way through the end. I'm going to give you my 5 action steps you can apply immediately. Now, first, around 14 to 16 hours is what I call the warm-up. You have switched over, you're over here into this fat burning place, but your body's getting used to it. You don't have a ton of ketones coming in yet. There's really good science just even looking at like a 16-hour fast is when you switch over. We start to see the immune system regulate itself. We start to see the inflammatory markers go down. So if you're like an expert at a 16-hour fast, there's still a lot of benefit there. But there's something magic that happens when you go from 16 to 24. In that time period, the body fully shifts from sugar burner to fat burner. And so there is something called glycogen. Glycogen is stored glucose. And the longer you fast, the more you actually raise a hormone called glucagon. Glucagon is a signaling hormone that tells glycogen to break itself down so that these little glucose molecules could be released to go into the system. What does that mean for you? It means that somewhere between 16 and 24 hours, your body is starting to break fat down because that's where that glucose lives. That stored glycogen is in the fat, it's in your liver. And so your body's like finding it and going for it and breaking it down. And with that, you're getting your immune system is regulating and the inflammation is coming down, and you're starting to get somewhere between 16 and 24 hours, you're starting to get ketones. And ketones are really important for brain health. At the 24-hour mark, this is long enough to reach a deep ketosis, and you should start to be triggering a lot of autophagy. You're getting, I'm going to talk about this here in a moment, you're getting a complete repair of your gut. So there's something when you get past that 16-hour that we go into another phase. I would call this phase 1, where we switch over from sugar burner to fat burner. We switch over into phase 1, so we're in the fat burning, and yet phase 2 is where we start to see these deeper healing kick in. So let's take this hour by hour so you can understand this. 0 to 14 hours, your digestion is starting to slow down, your insulin is dropping, your blood sugar is stabilizing, and your body is making glucagon so it can burn glycogen. 14 to 16 hours, that metabolic switch is all the way over there, and now we are making ketones. Ketones kill hunger. Ketones supercharge the brain. Ketones help with GABA production and dopamine and serotonin, so you're happy. Go listen to the Resetter podcast I did with Georgia Eady. She is a metabolic psychiatrist, and she talks about all the mental health benefits of ketone. Okay, hours 16 to 24. Now we're into a deep fat burning state. So ketones are rising sharply, hunger is going down, growth hormone, I haven't even talked about growth hormone now, but growth hormone starts to kick in somewhere about 15 hours, but at 24 hours, it's at its glory. And growth hormone is really important for slowing aging down. So I hope you're getting this. There's this critical point to get to from 16 to 24 hours. And there's some interesting research I just found that I haven't really talked about. One is a 2018 article in the Journal of Obesity that found that the metabolic switch, remember this metabolic switch from a sugar burner to a ketone dominant fuel source, typically occurs between 12 and 36 hours. So some of you who are using the ketone readers like a Keto Mojo, you might actually be like, where are my ketones? And you might not notice it until 24 hours. We also have a really interesting 22 review that found that fasting protocols extending past the body's glycogen depletion point. So remember, you're now getting deeper into this, and the body is now fully into ketone metabolism that usually, okay, this is so good for those of you that ask me this question all the time, usually by the 24-hour mark, we will start to see ketones get above 1. According to this study, they've even seen it get between 2 and 5. So that millimoles. So we got to get into those longer lengths to be able to get more ketone magic. And I've personally felt that. The first time I did a 24-hour fast, I thought I was going to pass out. I was in my practice and I saw all the patients coming in for the afternoon and I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? And then I loved it so much after I got done with the experience that I started doing it every week. It became easier over and over time. It just gets easier. A couple things for my women that I want you to understand is that you become more insulin resistant as you move through menopause. And a 24-hour fast is one of the most powerful free tools to start to make you more insulin sensitive again. The other thing I want you all, for everybody, but especially women in menopause, is there is a hormone called ghrelin, and ghrelin is your hunger hormone, and it peaks around 24 hours. So it will peak and shut off hunger at around 24 hours. And cortisol, you get an initial cortisol spike when you metabolically switch over, but somewhere around 24 or between 16 and 24, we see that spike level out. So one of the criticisms of fasting over the years has been that it raises cortisol. It does in the beginning, but then over time, it starts to stabilize once you get into closer to 24 hours, which is amazing. Now, one of the most famous studies done on the 24-hour fast, and I wrote all about it in Fast Like a Girl. It was really like I geeked out on this study for years, and I was really excited about it because I was able to get so many of my patients off of supplements for their gut. And the study was done on mice, and it was done on the 24-hour fast. Now, this is really important because if you've heard me say this study before, I don't want you to miss this nuance. Here's what was in the study. They had 3 groups of mice. One group that fasted for 24 hours. The second group, and they measured their intestinal stem cells at that point. The second group fasted for 24 hours and then re-fed for 24 hours. And then the third group was free to eat the whole time. That was the control group. And here is what they found. This is what I really want you to know because I don't think we've had a big enough discussion about this. The second group, the group that fasted for 24 hours and then re-fed for 24 hours. So they didn't follow that 24-hour fast up with another 24-hour fast. They actually no food for 24 hours and then food for 24 hours. That they had the best intestinal stem cell production. The magic was when they did a refeed. So I've been telling you all for a really long time, 24-hour fasts make intestinal stem cells. And I fear that I haven't been emphasizing enough to you and refeed with really healthy foods. Now, I've been on a kick to teach you all about how to make your own GLP-1 hormone. And when you go to refeed after you have if you want these intestinal stem cells that will repair your gut from a leaky gut or bloatedness or constipation, is you want it for the following 24 hours. You want to make sure you're eating plenty of protein, fiber, and fat. I would put you on if you were a patient of mine, I would do a 24-hour fast, and then I would do 24 hours of no carbs. I would just do protein, I would do fiber and fat for 24 hours. And a couple things, you would see that you will start losing weight quicker, but you will have an activation of intestinal stem cells because you focused on this refeed. So, makes sense? So, common mistakes, by the way, I want to talk about when you break a fast that is really important is make sure that you, within the fast, let's make sure you're not drinking anything. So, if we want this benefit of the 24-hour fast, let's not even put cream in our coffee, no sweetener, no fruit juice. The second thing, the problem that people make that can be an issue is they go too hard too fast, and then they break their fast in really bizarre ways. So I would practice. It might take you a couple weeks where you go 16-hour fasting, 18-hour fasting, and then you can make it to 24. So if you've never fasted before, let's warm up. Let's get you warmed up. The other thing that people make a lot of mistakes with is they don't do enough electrolytes. Electrolytes are minerals. So we'll put our favorites. We always put our favorite products in the ones that I use in our notes. But this is where you would use a product like LMNT, which is a packet of salts with magnesium and potassium in it. And you could do Beam Minerals, which is also a great way to bring in electrolytes. The other thing that people do a lot is they just go right back into food and with like processed food. So they eat their junk food. If you are trying to get this intestinal stem cell situation and you're trying to repair your gut, please be mindful of that breakfast meal. And like I said, let's eat protein, fiber, and fat for the next 24 hours. If you did that once a week, you could really repair your gut very, very quickly. Okay, here are your 5 action steps. First, pick your 24-hour window. Now it's interesting. I want to tell you a little trick that a lot of my practice members did in my practice. A lot of them did lunch to lunch. Think about that for a moment. A lot of them enjoyed a lunch to lunch fast. And it kind of works because you get up in the morning and you drink your cup of coffee, maybe a black cup of coffee, and you're like, okay, I'm going to eat lunch. So you're not feeling deprived that day. The back half of the day may be a little bit hard because you're like not going to eat dinner, but just go to bed early. You wake up the next morning, you have your black coffee again, and you're almost there for food. It says almost lunchtime. So a lunch to lunch may be better than dinner to dinner 24-hour fast. Okay, second thing, we really want to focus on your meals. So make sure when you are done with the 24-hour fast, you are doing protein, fiber, and fat. Okay, number 3, you want to hydrate through this whole experience. So make sure that you are drinking plenty of water and that you're adding in your electrolytes. That is a key thing. Number 4, you want to stay busy throughout your 24-hour fast. It makes it go so much faster. Watch TV, go hang out with people. Maybe don't watch TV if you don't like the commercials, might make you hungry. But the busier you are, the less you will think about food. So stay active. You don't need to do a big hard workout, but really make sure that your mind is busy, and you might go for walks or hang out with friends who know you're not eating. And go to a movie. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but keeping busy is important. Number 5 is break your fast slowly. It takes about 15 to 30 minutes for the microbes in your gut to make the GLP-1 hormone that goes up into the brain and turns off the hunger hormone. So be slow with that first meal in. I know that it's easy to want to just gobble it down because you haven't eaten in 24 hours. But think of this as a 24-hour reset. This is why I called it the gut reset. It is the true gut reset, and I really encourage you all to try it. Let me know if you've done them, and if that is what your experience has been. But when I put Fast Like a Girl together, I was really focused on this idea that we could reset our gut using the principles of food and fasting. and we wouldn't need all the supplements. I am not a fan of supplementing first. I'm a fan of food and fasting first and then supplementing when we need it. So yeah, so there you go. There's your gut reset. Let me know how you do. And as always, keep believing in yourself. If you like this video, you're definitely gonna wanna check out the next one.